Hey, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time stopping by, well, I appreciate it. You know, as a gun collector, I collect all sorts of different kinds of guns. Small guns, big guns, cheap guns, expensive guns, pieces of crap, and even absolute marvels of engineering. Now speaking of small guns, today I'm going to be doing a presentation on the North American Arms Mini Revolver in .22 Magnum. Why don't we get started and take a closer look at the pistol. As you can see, it has a bird's head grip and a spurred trigger, no trigger guard. These pistols come in 3 different calibers: .22 Magnum, .22 long rifle, and .22 short. Now this is the .22 Magnum, as I said before. The .22 long rifle is just a little bit smaller, and the .22 short is even smaller than that. Now just for comparison, here is your .22 long rifle, and here is your .22 Magnum. So you can see there's quite a considerable difference there in size. Now there's not that much difference in firepower in such a small gun like this. I'd say you're probably going to get 30 or 40 foot-pounds of energy out of the long rifle, and maybe 60 foot-pounds of energy if you're lucky out of the .22 Magnum. You know, I would never use or carry these guns for self-defense. To me, they're just a cool little collector's item, especially for people like me who like cowboy action and those kind of cowboy action themed guns. It's definitely really small. I mean, fits right in the palm of my hand pretty much. It would definitely be easy to carry, but these guns are just up close and personal guns. They're very anemic when it comes to firepower. Me, I would never rely on this for self-defense. This is just, something cool to add to the collection, something fun to take out to the range, something cool, as a conversation piece. Now we're going to continue to take a closer look at the North American Arms Mini Revolver, but first, I'm going to take you guys up to the range with me. We're going to put some rounds through the revolver and see how she shoots. Going to be shooting some Hornady 30 grain VMAX. Second cylinder. This thing definitely gets hot really fast. But it's not designed for speed shooting, so. So now that we're back from the range, I want to point out that this orange paint here, that does not come standard from the factory. I put that there myself. The sights on this gun are pretty small and are already hard to see as is, so I figured to paint it orange would make it a little easier to get a sight picture there, and it does. So now to reload one of these revolvers, you have to actually push this button in right here, and that'll allow you to take this rod out. Okay, and you want to just make sure that the hammer's back to that half cock notch, and you can take out the cylinder. Now it's important to note that when you're done shooting and you have 5 empty casings, you have to individually pop the casings out with this rod. So it's definitely not a gun that you're going to be doing speed loading with, that's for sure. The cylinder cannot be put in through this side. It has to be put in through the right side. So you just want to fit it in there nice and even, and then you want to take your rod and feed it through. Now that's going to lock the cylinder in place, and now you're ready to fire again. Now the trigger pull on this gun is extremely light because it's virtually just a little button. See that little bit of movement? That's virtually the length of the trigger pull, so It's actually pretty easy to shoot. It's just, it can be difficult to get a grip on and to actuate the hammer. They make bigger grips that you can replace these grips. These are the grips from the factory. They make grips like that big for these guns, so you could definitely get bigger grips to get a better grip on the gun. They make a lot of different variants of the North American Arms Mini Revolver today. This is just the basic, regular North American Arms Mini Revolver. They make a lot of different variants. They make break top style actions where you can just break open the revolver and it'll spit out the empties. Now, they recently came out with a Sentinel model that actually has a swing out cylinder like mostly all modern day revolvers do. You could definitely get a North American Arms revolver in a different variant that's easier to load than this, but this is just your basic, normal North American Arms Mini Revolver. Now, like I said before, I personally would never use this for self-defense. Maybe as like a backup if I had to carry a gun on my ankle, but probably not. But if you did have to carry this gun loaded for self-defense, so you see there's little notches here all along the cylinder. Those are your safety notches. So what you got to do, if you're going to carry this gun loaded, is you got to pull the hammer back a little bit so that you can move the cylinder around freely. And what you want to do is you want to move the cylinder so that the safety notch is right under the hammer, and then you actually have to press the trigger in so that the hammer falls down. Now that's going to lock the cylinder because the hammer is now down inside one of these safety notches so that the cylinder cannot be moved. The only way that it's going to go onto a live chamber is if you manually cock the hammer. So those notches are essentially your safety for this gun. I would say if you're interested in getting a North American Arms Mini Revolver just to add to the collection, I absolutely would say yes. Go ahead, get one. But just as a cool little piece to add to the collection, a fun little gun to take to the range, it's absolutely worth every penny. These can be found for $200, $300, $400 depending on whether they're used or new, what model, what variant, what caliber. But they're generally not very expensive. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.